Before becoming a standout at Santos and one of the most beloved players by the fans, João Paulo had to be very patient. For a decade at Vila Belmiro, the goalkeeper waited 5 years to get his chance to show his worth. Born in Dourados, Mato Grosso do Sul, João Paulo stood out during a selection for the Cup São Paulo in 2010. 3 years younger than the age limit, João was the third-choice goalkeeper but got a big opportunity to play in the final against the favored team of Cene-MS. He got this chance because the starting goalkeeper was suspended, and the backup got injured in training on the eve of the match. An hour before the players arrived in the locker room, I went in alone with João to talk. I tried to convey calmness and told him that whatever happened on the field, we would be with him. I won't forget that day because we forged a friendship, said Daniel Medeiros, the player's agent, in an interview. The trust paid off and many results were to come. João Paulo kept a clean sheet in the final matches, blocked the former starters, and won the selection tournament, showing that to seize an opportunity and handle the pressure, one must not only ask for a chance but also be prepared in their best version to build that opportunity before their eyes. Soon after, the goalkeeper joined Grêmio's youth ranks but failed to perform at the same level and was released after 4 months. These highs and lows are part of life, not just for a young athlete dreaming of a professional career but in all areas of life. It's essential to accelerate during life's highs so that when you descend, you can rise faster again. It was in chaos that João Paulo acquired the necessary skills and qualities. Remember this as you watch the video. You will gain qualities and skills in times of chaos when people are usually desperate and discouraged. You should be polishing yourself like a rare diamond because that's what you are, even if your preciousness is not yet visible, and João Paulo knew this well. His agent, Daniel, took João to Grêmio São Carlos, where the goalkeeper faced enormous financial and even food difficulties. At this moment, one of the greatest goalkeepers of our time was being shaped. Even so, he stood out in the Paulista U17 and was sought after by Santos and Fluminense. Since João Paulo's agent already had players in Santos youth ranks, the Alvinegro Praiano was the choice. He arrived and became the starter in the second game of the Cup Santiago. In all the opportunities he had in life, he never let them slip by. Some people were surprised at how well he played, but João Paulo's agent always knew he would reach this level. João Paulo won the Cup São Paulo in 2014 with an outstanding performance in the final against rival Corinthians. Shortly after this match, he made his debut in friendly matches for the senior team and even saved a penalty against Benfica at Vila Belmiro in 2016. The Vila Belmiro Wall only played his first official match in the 14th round of the 2017 Brasileiro. The goalkeeper performed well in a 0-0 draw against Vasco at Engenhão Stadium. João Paulo had to spend some years as a backup and had to rely on one of the best sciences, patience, to return to playing as Santos starter. After goalkeeper Everson filed a lawsuit against Santos and Vladimir suffered an injury, João Paulo finally got a new opportunity and started playing. He performed very well, took on the responsibility, and never lost his position again. He knew the opportunity would come and needed to be well prepared, and João was prepared for that. He's a very focused guy, said his agent. João Paulo started playing frequently, and several business people sought to sign a contract with the goalkeeper and change his agent. We often went after glove and boot sponsors, and no one wanted us. Today, everyone wants to sponsor him, but he values those who have been with him from the beginning, said Daniel, the agent who believed in João from the start. Daniel also revealed that João Paulo didn't like studying much and always wanted to be a goalkeeper. Before football, the player even helped his father, who sold food. João Paulo is married to his teenage girlfriend. The couple lost a son a few days after premature birth. Sometime later, they had a boy named Brian, a true blessing, and João achieved the great title of being a father. The goalkeeper honors his family and brings relatives from Mato Grosso do Sul to visit Santos, strengthening his base and not forgetting those who believed in him from the beginning of his football career. João also had to face a duel with goalkeeper John, who gained a sequence as a starter. When his competitor got injured, João Paulo became not only the starter but also the team's captain. João Paulo explained how he managed to be resilient all this time. I spent a lot of time training with great professionals, right? I was there during Rafael's final phase, then Aranya, Vanderlei, Everson, Vladimir, who was here all this time. I was able to respond to the confidence they placed in me and prove that I had the potential to wear Santos' jersey. There have been some controversies and rumors about a possible departure of the star player, with several media outlets reporting that Flamengo was interested in the goalkeeper. If João wanted to leave Santos, he would have an offer from one of the biggest clubs in Brazil, which I prefer not to name, that made a much higher salary offer, said João Paulo's agent. Both the team and the fans are accustomed to the captain's pistola mode. The scene is familiar. João Paulo stretches to make a great save, gets up and shouts loudly. When matches are tough and all possible complaints have been made, all that's left is for him to put his hand on his waist and look at his teammates, using a language that only they understand. It's even strange when João Paulo plays less in matches. Often, he is one of the biggest protagonists. In an interview, when asked about making several difficult saves or Santos winning without difficult saves, the goalkeeper laughed. João Paulo won the São Paulo State Championship with Santos in 2015 and 2016, although he did not play. He came close to winning the Libertadores in 2021. In an emotional journey marked by challenges, memorable victories, and the determination of a squad that came very close to capturing South American football's most coveted trophy, Santos started their campaign in the group stage with great determination, facing opponents like Defensa y Justicia, Delfin, and Olimpia, demonstrating their strength from the outset. The team, led by coach Cuca, relied on brilliant performances from players like Marinho, Caio Jorge, and Soteldo. Victories against Boca Juniors, both at Vila Belmiro and at La Bombonera, were crucial moments that boosted the team's morale. In the round of 16, Santos faced LDU Quito. After an emotional 2-1 home win and a 1-0 away defeat, the team advanced to the quarterfinals with great confidence. In the quarterfinals, the opponent was Grêmio. In two intense matches, Santos thrashed the Brazilian team 4-1 in the second leg, after a 1-1 draw in the first leg. The semi-final against Boca Juniors was one of the most thrilling moments of the campaign. In the first leg, a tense draw. In the second leg, at Vila Belmiro, Santos secured a 3-0 victory, guaranteeing their place in the grand final. The final of the 2020 Libertadores was highly anticipated. Santos would face Palmeiras, one of the continent's strongest teams. The preparation for the match was intense. On the day of the final, held at Maracana Stadium, Santos took to the field with great determination and spirit. The game was balanced, with chances for both sides. Marinho and Caio Jorge were Santos standouts, creating opportunities and pressuring the opposition defense. Despite a courageous performance, Santos was defeated by Palmeiras with a late goal. The disappointment was immense, but the Santos team left the field with their heads held high, knowing they had given their all. Although the final result wasn't what they desired, Santos' campaign in the 2020 Libertadores was a source of pride. The team showed resilience, talent, and a fighting spirit that captivated the fans. João Paulo was on the bench, watching as the final was decided in the last minute, with the title going to Palmeiras at the Maracana. João Paulo began to be regularly included during the 2020 season under coaches Gesualdo Ferreira and Cuca, when goalkeeper Vanderlei, his competitor for the starting spot, left Santos for Grêmio. Vladimir, another goalkeeper competing for the spot, performed poorly in the final stretch of the 2020 São Paulo Championship and was injured at the beginning of the 2020 Brazilian Championship. Everson, another competing goalkeeper, filed a lawsuit against Santos after being sold to Atlético Mineiro. João Paulo returned as a starter in a 1-0 away victory against Sport on August 20, 2020. After strong performances against various clubs, goalkeeper João Paulo won over the Santos fans and renewed his contract until 2025 on September 8, 2020. João Paulo made his Libertadores debut on September 15, 2020, in a 0-0 draw against Olimpia. After a great campaign in the 2020 Copa Libertadores, he gained more space in Santos' goal and received more opportunities alongside John, becoming the absolute starter for the remaining 6 games of the season. João Paulo was the goalkeeper with the most difficult saves in the 2021 Brazilian Championship. where Santos finished in 10th place. In total, he made 37 challenging saves in 33 matches, averaging 1.12 per game. He tied for the lead with Mateus Cavicchioli of América Mineiro. The next best goalkeepers in this regard were Thiago Volpe of São Paulo with 33 difficult saves, and Fernando Miguel of Atlético Goianiense with 29 difficult saves. In the same year, João Paulo's contract was renewed until 2026. Despite a lackluster campaign in the 2022 Brazilian Championship, with Santos finishing 12th, João Paulo was the second goalkeeper with the most difficult saves in the national championship, tied with Fluminense Fábio and only behind Tadu of Goiás. In total, the Santos goalkeeper made 36 challenging saves, while Tadu made 42. On January 9, 2023, João Paulo's contract renewal until 2027 was officially announced. Santos goalkeeper João Paulo completed 1 month since his surgery on his left ankle. The number 1 suffered an Achilles tendon rupture in the match against América MG at the end of May in Serie B. The forecast is that he will return to the field in 2025. The goalkeeper commented on this initial recovery period and said he received support from his family, peak squad, and fans to overcome the most serious injury of his career. I had never been through anything like that before. At the time, I was sad about the injury and everything that happened, especially since a goal was scored. It was very difficult, but afterward my family, my wife, my friends, teammates, and fans gave me a lot of support. I became calmer after the surgery and I'm motivated. I sought to understand that if that injury happened, it was meant to happen. So now I have to keep my head up and work to come back as soon as possible. Those were João Paulo's words. How is João Paulo's recovery going? João Paulo is undergoing post-surgical recovery work with the club's physiotherapy at CT Rei Pelé. The goalkeeper has been working in 2 sessions every day of the week. The professional will need to go through 4 stages before returning to play for Santos. Many have left, but João Paulo chose to stay at Santos, and his captain's armband is a symbol of his love and dedication to the club. Currently 27 years old, the player developed in Santos youth categories carries the weight of being a unanimous choice in his beloved team. The pressure is great, but it doesn't scare the great goalkeeper. And if it gets tough, there's nothing like a fishing trip with his beloved to clear his mind and put everything in place. I'm very grateful for your company so far, and I'll see you in the next video.